You're not only the most incompetent mayor, you're the most progressive mayor, you're the most woke mayor in the city of Chicago. Where's the revenue going to go? Is it going to go to the deficit because of your math, or is it going to go to the illegals that you love so much? So here's the thing. What's going to happen is this. You are going to go to prison before you get elected out of office. You was over there in Congress sweating yourself to death. Didn't know how much that you gave to the illegal. $600 million that you put in their pockets at the time. You protect these illegal more than you protect the women of Chicago. You protect the illegals more than the blacks in Chicago. You protect the illegals more than the children who've been victimized and stuff of crime. Either you're close friend with the devil or you're sleeping with the devil. I don't know.
I don't even talk to you no more. I have no respect for you. You're raggedy. Your administration is raggedy. The Democratic Party is detrimental to America. And you, by far, have continued to let it just do whatever because you don't care, because you done stole so much money, right? And you done went down to Congress and lied under oath because you were just an idiot. You are a weak man. You are a traitor. Please bring in ICE because we are under attack.
How do you fight against that?
Well, first of all, we got President Trump, who's one strong president. He proves every day why he's the greatest president in my lifetime. He's a strong president. He's keeping his foot on the gas. He's not letting up. And so be the men and women of ICE and the men and women of the Border Patrol. Today, Jason, we have the most secure border in the history of this nation right now because of President Trump's leadership and the men and women of the Border Patrol. But we also have the most secure border in history because of the work of ICE. ICE is sending a message to the whole world that there are consequences for entering the country illegally. There are consequences for being here illegally. And there are consequences, especially for being here illegally and committing crimes. So ICE is focusing on public safety threats. And I looked at the numbers this morning. 70% of everybody ICE arresting is a criminal. The other 30% are gang members who don't have criminal histories, national security threats, we're arresting them by the thousands, and those with final orders. They had due process at great taxpayer expense. A federal judge ordered them removed. They become fugitives. We're looking for them too. So how do we send that message? We send the message by looking at the numbers again this morning. We got a historic number of prosecutions for 111. That is impediment, assault, interference. So if they cross that line, you throw a stone, you're going to jail. You put hands on an ICE officer, you're going to jail. You make a threat, either online or in person, you're going to jail. And President Trump has made it clear to me over a month ago, zero tolerance. You cross that line and move from a protester to a criminal, zero tolerance. You will be prosecuted. And Pam Bondi has got all the U.S. attorneys across the nations on board. They will not decline these prosecutions. So my warning to them, you can protest all you want. Exercise your First Amendment rights. You cross that line, you're going to jail.
So those protesters that we do see, I mean, some of it might be organic, but it does strike me that it seems like a lot of them are being bussed in. You see them at the end of these protests actually getting back on buses. Are these protesters, the bulk of them, are they actually being financed from the outside? And is that something that Homeland's looking at? Is the financing of how all these so-called organic protests are happening?
Absolutely. We know a lot.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
My name is Miss Gail. My grandson is Gregory Wilson III. You got people still robbing, stealing, killing. Just the other day, a 5-year-old boy got killed, shot in the head. It's like it's never going to end. So if Mr. Trump want to bring these troops to Chicago, hey, bring them on. What we got to lose? You know what I'm saying? Put some fear in, let them know that they're here and they want, to protect the city of Chicago. We got elderly people afraid to ride the red line. You got kids can't go outside and play. You got women don't want to walk at night alone.
you go to war with
That's
Chicago?
fake news. When you say that, darling, that's fake news.
Well, why would
I
you
don't
the
go to
Department
war.
of Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
That's an actual president. All they can do is fearmonger you, gaslight you, lie, misinformation. Anti-Trump, the big bad orange man, threat to democracy. Our democracy is under attack. Our sweet democracy. Unconstitutional, unpresidential. You know. We actually have a president, man. If Trump brings the National Guards to Chicago, and if crime stays down for so long, that boosts our property value. And by all of our houses, all of our communities, our hoods, our traps, because they all sit on prime real estate, you need to look up what prime real estate is. That makes your house that was in the family go from 15, 20, 30, 40,000 or 80,000 all the way up to 100,000, 150, 200 and up. If he brings the military here and if he shuts down the crime and keeps it peaceful for so long. And by being peaceful, you're able to think. And then by the military being here with ICE and ICE removing the migrants who were benefiting from programs that we could have been using and getting all of this extra money, and who came here taking all of the jobs now, and by him making English the main language in the United States, that gives us a fighting chance. Now we got a clean community. Our property values went up, which means our house is worth more now in our community. There are jobs for the community. We can work. We can fund our community. Then by him passing a bill that keeps people from fucking with the homeowners, some kind of homeowners bill. Look it up. You know, look it up. It's a homeowners bill that Trump passed so people couldn't, well, you know, in Chicago, the city will swindle you or take your home from right underneath you. It protects the people, the homeowners.
Yeah.
So look up the homeowner bills that Trump signed, you know, to help the homeowner and keep his home. But if we do these things, that's a win for us. If he doesn't do this, then we right back to GoFundMe's and everybody robbing Peter to pay Paul because it ain't no work out here. I don't know about you, but I'm for the first one. Remove those who don't need to be here and who are taking benefits from us and our elderly and taking jobs from us, and putting in people who need jobs, who are out here doing illegal acts to pay bills. That would eliminate that. If he does this, that will create more opportunities in our community. And keeping our houses and our families so people just can't come and swipe it from you. Yeah, that's a win for us. I don't know how y'all see that as a bad.
I don't even know why we still waste time on CNN and Jake Tapper. Look, his ass don't even care. You know, he got that same nonchalant look every single time he on.
War with the criminal cartels, and Governor Pritzker protects criminal, illegal alien, public safety threats every day in that state, along with Mayor Johnson. We proved that. The first week of the administration, I went to Chicago. I started an operation there. The first day, we arrested 9 sexual predators, most of them child rapists. We arrested 9 members of TDA. Several of those TDA members had a pistol, an illegal pistol with a switch on it, which makes that pistol fully automatic. We arrested 2 illegal aliens that had a homicide conviction. That was the first day in Chicago. So, you know, President Trump and this administration, yeah, we're at war with the criminal cartels and those who want to murder and rape the American citizens. You're damn right.
Why? Let me ask you. Yeah. Really higher than Chicago? You're not. Excuse me. Do you know how many people were killed in Chicago last weekend? 8. You know how many people were killed in Chicago the week before? 7. You know how many people were wounded? 74 people were wounded. You think there's worse than that? I don't think so.
This is going viral for a reason. Check this out.
The thing I want to do is thank the DOJ for opening up an investigation on the mayor's insane, out-of-control DEI hiring. You said in a recent interview that black people don't just look out for ourselves, but for everyone else as well. Well, clearly they're not getting the memo because they're destroying downtown and they're destroying the city with things like teen takeover. And when you say things like this, it just makes you look more incompetent and racist as a mayor. You need to start pushing more law and order in the city of Chicago. Help the police do their job. I am asking you all to vote for the curfew and make the curfew time permanent for teens. Hold the parents accountable as well. Teens are doing majority of the crime, and you know it, Brandon Johnson. They're even putting it on YouTube. They're openly mocking you. They're mocking you on Instagram and YouTube and all social media platforms, and you allow it every single day. Now, allegedly, inside sources tell me that you're going to use your $840 million in cash bonds to try and get reelected. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not happening. I am demanding a forensic audit from Pam Bundy and Cash Patel for you to come here, for you guys to come here and do a forensic audit on the mayor of Chicago. We have been calling for the Attorney General and the leader of the FBI for months now. Please do not forget about us. Harboring illegal aliens in America who commit crimes is a violation of the Constitution. I hope Trump and his team are listening and take action as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments.
You're not only the most incompetent mayor, you're the most progressive mayor, you're the most woke mayor in the city of Chicago. Where's the revenue going to go? Is it going to go to the deficit because of your math, or is it going to go to the illegals that you love so much? So here's the thing. What's going to happen is this. You are going to go to prison before you get elected out of office. You was over there in Congress sweating yourself to death. Didn't know how much that you gave to the illegal. $600 million that you put in their pockets at the time. You protect these illegal more than you protect the women of Chicago. You protect the illegals more than the blacks in Chicago. You protect the illegals more than the children who've been victimized and stuff of crime. Either you're close friend with the devil or you're sleeping with the devil. I don't know.
I don't even talk to you no more. I have no respect for you. You're raggedy. Your administration is raggedy. The Democratic Party is detrimental to America. And you, by far, have continued to let it just do whatever because you don't care, because you done stole so much money, right? And you done went down to Congress and lied under oath because you were just an idiot. You are a weak man. You are a traitor. Please bring in ICE because we are under attack.
You all invaded our communities in our city, in our state with illegal aliens. And I'm telling you right now, we're taking our city back. Yeah. Everybody gonna feel safe. Everybody gonna be prosperous. Not just one, everybody, the whole Chicago. Chicago is going to flip red until our almighty God.
Now, before we get into this, this is why people hate the media. Why people say the hell with CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, all the whole alphabet news. This is why. Look at this headline. Trump walks back threats saying we're not going to war. And we just showed you the clip of Trump bodying, obliterating that fake news reporter, that woke reporter, because he says we're not going to war. We're going to clean up Chicago and these cities and states and these other places. We're going to clean up. We are tired of we've seen the shootings, the killings, the crimes. We are doing a crime crackdown. We are cleaning up these places. We are not going to war. This is why the people hate the media. Y'all just won't get it right. And these Democrats, the left, we wish y'all just imagine how great this city would actually be how great the state would actually be if if y'all actually work to stop crime. I'm just saying, you know, instead of working with the man or calling with the man or meeting the man, you know, and trying to figure out how can we come up with a solution. It's just anti-Trump. And y'all repeat the exact same script, the same lies, the same misinformation, the same gaslighting, the same fear-mongering. You just can't make it up.
President Trump is ramping up his attacks on Chicago as he prepares to send possible federal enforcement to the city. Peaceful protesters hitting the streets following the president's apparent threat on social media. Many people expected to see DHS operations in the city this weekend, but that hasn't been the case so far. ABC's Alex Stone joins me live from the Little Village neighborhood in Chicago. Alex, Little Village is known to be a vibrant area. So what's the mood like today?
Hey there, Ike. Well, it's relatively quiet here in what would normally be busy, not only being a Sunday, but Mexican Independence Day celebrations getting going this weekend and into next weekend. We've been talking to a number of vendors and restaurants, barber shops that are along this stretch of roadway here through the middle of the area, and they say it is very quiet, and it's been quiet for some time because of the threat of the increased immigration enforcement, and that people have just left the area. The vendors have decided that they're not going to show up, that customers would be coming in, that they're not coming in as well. So there's no immigration enforcement that we've seen anywhere around Chicago, but even still, people are saying,
if you did things the right way, you don't have nothing to worry about. Maybe you'll show up, huh? If you did things the right way.
look, that they're afraid to come out and they're staying away from this area.
And Alex, that street you're on is home to a 2-mile stretch of small businesses. What are you hearing from them specifically?
Yeah, the people are scared, and that's what we've heard from all around Chicago. We were out yesterday at Naval Station Great Lakes, where it's believed that the federal agents are going to be headquartered when and if they do actually end up coming into Chicago. We talked to...
We know who's scared. We know who's scared.
One young man who said that he was very scared, that he only lives a block away from the naval station, and that his parents would be among those that, if federal agents find them, would be deported, and that he just cannot.
Yeah, we know who's scared. You know. And then for some of y'all, what they was good, a plane ticket and $1,000? You can't find that nowhere. Man, they giving you a plane ticket and $1,000? Shoot! I tell you, boy. You know. Again, man. People don't feel sorry for y'all, man. And the ones that did it the right way, the ones that waited in the line, the ones that, you know, actually, you know, they pissed off hotter than fish grease, you know. I just had my family friend, and he's family now. You know, he does all my electrician work when it comes to putting stuff in the garage or just anything. Like, he just installed the little charging thing a couple weeks ago, you know. And he had, you know, he was telling me how pissed off he was about all this that's taking place, you know. And he's from the Philippines, and they went through the process, you know. They did things the right way. He said he was pissed off with the border. He was pissed off with the incompetent leadership from the previous administration. He told me right there in my garage. He says, I'm a little iffy on Trump. You know, I don't like everything he does and this and that, but you know what? He's better than all other nonsense that we've had. He was pissed off. Man. He says we did things the right way, and it's just a spit in the face to us. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. I love sharing these stories like this on my show, you know.
Not imagine life without his parents at his age, with his siblings, if they do find his parents. So among the immigrant community here around Chicago and here in Little Village as well, there is definitely that concern. And the president's social media posting that you talked about last night, where he said Chicago's about to find out why it's called the Department of War, what he renamed the Department of Defense last week, that just amped everything up again. He did say today, though, that he's not declaring war on Chicago and that he wants the streets to be safer in general. But that messaging to the people here was that federal agents and maybe even troops were about to come in. None of that has gone on. We have not seen any ramp up today whatsoever in the streets. No sign that anything is changing, at least today.
All right, Alex Stone, thank you for that update. And ABC senior White House correspondent Selena Wang joins me now for more from the White House. Selena, you just spoke to the president. What did he tell you about his escalating threats against cities like Chicago?
Yeah, Ike, I spoke to the president as he was leaving the White House to attend the U.S. Open, and I asked him in specific why he was targeting Democratic strongholds like Chicago, like Boston, and all of this coming also as DHS has confirmed to us that ICE operations are now underway in Boston. And take a listen to what the president told me here.
Why? Let me ask you. Yeah. Really higher than Chicago? You're not. Excuse me. Do you know how many people were killed in Chicago last weekend? 8. You know how many people were killed in Chicago the week before? 7. You know how many people were wounded? 74 people were wounded. You think there's worse than that? I don't think so.
We actually have a president. He says, hey, excuse me. Hey, I love how he be checking their ass. I really do. I love how Trump be checking. You know, y'all not finna just, get y'all point and narrative out. Y'all need to listen. A lot of y'all don't listen. Y'all spin everything. We actually have a president, man. And we see him 24/7. And then there's 7 days a week. I'm just saying, a night and day difference. Love or hate the man, a night and day difference.